All right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live here. My name is Corey Baumeister.
And I'm Ross Merriam.
And we got Rob in the booth. Say what's up, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
Rob will be taking all your questions, comments, concerns, and burns. Make sure to tag at Star City Games, and he will get his favorite ones sent over to us. All right, we are continuing our historic battle here after the Zendikar Rising Championship was this last weekend, where the top 8 was historic, as well as 8 rounds of the Swiss portion. So a ton of historic was played, and a lot of things happened, a lot of things maybe that we didn't expect. You know, Azorius Control taking it down, definitely number one. Goblins doing well, you know, in the form of Autumn Chet. Didn't really expect that. And Jund Sacrifice having a heinous weekend. I didn't really expect that either, but it really did not do great. And I don't know, the only thing that was really changed from the Sultai deck that could have made it just so much better is just the inclusion of Fatal Push, but Sultai just destroyed Jund Sacrifice all weekend. And normally that was a pretty close matchup, so something kind of shifted, that's for sure.
Yeah, maybe it's just the Sultai players, getting a better understanding of the matchup. It does seem like Jund Sacrifice is a deck that's been around for quite a while.
Yeah.
And it's a really grindy matchup. I think, recognizing the different patterns that are common and recognizing which threats are most important is going to be key, and sometimes that takes a little while to work out. Sometimes you have some success early doing something that ends up being wrong, but you just had some positive variance.
Yeah,
and you can be led down the wrong path for a little bit. But yeah, you're right. Jund Sacrifice definitely one of the disappointments from the weekend.
Yeah,
still probably going to be a popular deck moving forward. One weekend doesn't completely damn a deck into irrelevance, but definitely some innovation probably required for this deck moving forward.
Yeah, and I think probably one of the big things too is Yasharn was that super hot tech at the Mythic Invitational that very few had. Everyone had it here if they wanted to. That was a choice people could make, not a new thing that people didn't really think of. Yasharn, over half the decks were just 4-color for Yasharn. So, and some decks even went up to 4. Andre Mangucci just went up to, Andre and Brad both went up to 4 copies post-board against Sacrifice decks.
Okay, well, I think that's, yeah.
That'll do. That'll do, Pig.
So,
quite literally, that will do, Pig, for Yasharn.
Sacrifice decks, if you start prioritizing removal that cleanly answers Yasharn, whether it's Noxious Grasp or Heartless Act or...
Yeah, there was 4 Noxious Grasp in a lot of the lists, and a lot of people were leaning on playing Chandra in the main to deal with it. But, that's just... The Sultai decks still play Thoughtseize, so if they pick away your one answer for that, or you just don't draw an answer for it, you're dead.
Yeah, it's always awkward when you have to be the one that's bringing in the reactive card for their key threat, because if neither of you draws it, that's fine. If they draw more Yasharns than you, they crush you, and they have Thoughtseize to deal with it.
Yeah.
And then when you draw those cards and they don't draw the Yasharn, they're not that good.
Yeah.
So it's really...
Noxious Grasp, okay, because it does hit a lot of stuff.
It's okay, but it's not a card that you would be chomping at the bit for in the matchup.
Yeah.
So you're weakening yourself in the matchup outside of Yasharn in order to be able to prepare for Yasharn.
Yeah.
And that's always an awkward dichotomy to exist in the matchup, because Yasharn is so important that you need to bring in the answers for it. But there's going to be games where you draw 2 spot removal spells in a game that is going to be very attrition heavy, and Uro just makes them look embarrassing.
Yeah, no, that's very true, because there's no real exile stuff. And that's the thing, is those Sultai and 4-color decks, they play a lot of different games. You can just play a game where all you do is Thoughtseize and kill creatures until you just go Uro and escape it in the same turn, or you play a bunch of proactive stuff and then Grasps are good against that. So I would definitely always rather be on the side of the powerful stuff that you get to change your game plan based on the way the game is, not the Sacrifice side where if you draw too much removal, that's the game plan you were forced into, so... Yeah,
fortunately, not going to have to deal with Yasharn in this matchup.
Yeah, this doesn't apply to what we're doing right now at all. But
the Dimir control deck, this is going to be very grindy. I'm gonna get to hopefully board out my anti-creature cards. I've got some Corvolds, which are nice, hard to resolve, but if it sticks, can be really good.
Yep.
I think one of my key cards here is actually just going to be Woe Strider.
Woe Strider.
You can cast in the graveyard and generate card advantage that way.
That'll be a strong one.
And the extra goats and stuff just end up being fodder for different things. But
speaking of, we may need goats from you there, Rob.
Maybe I just don't have Ostrider and I'm an idiot.
Oh, that could be too.
I just assume these decks always have Ostrider.
Yeah, it could be. Oh, some of them are the more food-heavy ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all about food. There's no Osh
Yeah,
Riders.
that's right.
Oh, wow.
I believe this list didn't even play Claim because Claim was not that good and just played the more food package. That's right.
Okay. Well, in this version of the list, Trail of Crumbs is going to be critical, and that means my hand is excellent.
Okay, my hand.
These lists do vary quite a bit. I've got to get it
Agreed.
out of my head. So, like, I have this image in my head of what the Jund Sacrifice deck looks like, but
And
there's
they have
actually
changed,
like 3
yeah.
different versions now.
This is a tough one. If I was on the draw, I would actually snap keep this, but on the play, it's just a little bit too loose. So we're gonna mulligan this one lander. All right.
Can't believe you mulligan 2 Torrential Gear Hulk. Such a good card.
I know.
Not even playing Mystical Dispute.
It's basically a sin, you know. All
I was
right.
gonna say it's the entire reason he was playing the deck, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, Gearhulk does hit you in the feels, right? Hit you some kind of way. Oops. All right, Rob, do you got one question for us while we shovel up?
Yeah, Ninja of Terror wants to know, do you think Cry of the Carnarium was impactful technology against Jund Sacrifice?
Yeah, definitely. Seth and the boys played 2 Cry in the main and I think a 3rd in the board instead of like Extinction Event and Languish and stuff. And I know Seth didn't do that great, but some other members of the team did okay. I think that's just strong against Sacrifice, but if you don't expect to play against it as much, you're definitely losing a lot in like even goblins, auras maybe. I guess it's still pretty good there, but so it's a give and take. If you don't expect a lot of sacrifice, it's not the best of cards, that's for sure.
That's a very specific metagame call.
Yep, for sure. Okay, I think I can keep this. We have just some clunksters in our hand, but all right. God, this card is so good when it works, but it's really hard to work. So we'll put Sublime Epiphany to the bottom, and I'll play a Fetid Pool and pass to you.
Okay. Ooh, that's a neat draw. I will play Gilded Goose and get a food.
Honk. That's not a food. Silly goose. Literally. You silly goose. Okay, I'm just
I
going to
just
go
looked
water
over and
grave
saw
tap.
Ryan and was like, there's a snack.
Yeah, there you go. Very nice. Chris Barone and his cute dog are offended.
And I got another Blooming Marsh and a Trail of Crumbs.
Okay, you crummy.
Get another food
Okay.
and pass the turn.
All right, pretty strong start from you. Okay. Interesting draw. That does give me some decisions. So I could play this and have a better turn next turn, or I can just hold off a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm just going to hold off. I'll pass to you.
Okay. End step, I'll sack a food for a white, pay
Yep.
1 for the trail. I will select Fable to Passage.
Alrighty. Yeah, Trail of Crumb's going to be excellent here. Not too much I can do about that card in the Dimir colors. That's just why that card's good in Standard right now, too. There's a lot of Dimir decks, and there's not too many ways to beat it.
Let's play a Cragcrown Pathway.
Okay.
And I'm going to Thoughtseize you.
Snotseize. I'm going to sabotage that and surveil. I do not want a sensor.
And I could play this. It will cost me the ability to get the trail trigger. Can also just trail and see if I find something I want to cast. Or I can just make a food this turn with the goose with the idea that that food is essentially worth a card. And
Reasonable.
that's a much slower play, but helps me set me up for this long game that we're undoubtedly going to be playing.
Oh, if it's a short game, it's probably not great for me.
Yeah, I'm going to pass.
Okay. I'll untap. It's a decent draw.
You surveil the sensor into your graveyard?
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna play a Mind Stone, and I'm gonna pass to you.
So specifically holding up Field of Ruin instead of double blue for Sinister Sabotage. It's kind of weird to me. I don't know. I'm going to make a food on your end step.
All right, end step, I will field your Craig Crown. We'll see how many basics you got.
I will certainly be checking that.
They don't play too many these days. Usually one, maybe, but...
Looks like I have 5.
Oh, okay. Alrighty then. Well, not too big of a deal, but then I'll also Fatal Push the Goose.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Does it check out to you now, good buddy? Alright, now we can't do much, but try to stop. Goose with Trail is just unbelievable, so have to stop that eventually here. And let you do your thing, take a drink of coffee, live life.
That's a pretty good draw. Sack Fabled Passage for a swamp and play Witch's Oven and Midnight Reaper.
Alrighty.
Pass a turn.
Untap. Draw, and it is time to party. The Scarabian Genius. Let's go. Here you go.
Okay.
Remember me, says the Scarabian God. I'm still here, in a one of in people's deck at most.
Sack Fable Passage.
Okay. I'm hoping that there is no way to kill that card ever.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one for me to answer. I do have a Corvold, though.
Corby. Okay.
I'm going to sack a food to it and just get the one card. I want to keep my mana around here.
Okie dokie.
And then I will pass a turn.
Upkeep, trigger on the stack, do nothing. I will Mind Stone and Vraska's Contempt. Corby.
And it's interesting because I can get essentially 2 cards out of this, but then it lets Corey use Scarab God on the Corvold.
What? I wouldn't do that to you.
But sacking to the oven, will let me draw a card off the Corvold and off the Midnight Reaper and get a food with the trail. So it's kind of like 3 cards. And is the Corvold good? You're still at 20, though. That's kind of the issue, is I don't have pressure right now. And I'm going to draw a million cards anyway. So I kind of want to let this resolve. It feels really bad.
That's what I would assume you would do, because me getting Corvold seems pretty nice next turn, but...
Yeah, I agree. So you go to 22.
And now the question is, do I want to get busy? I am getting in 5, you're only getting in 3, you don't really have any haste threats. Realistically, I think this actually is my game to try to race, so...
I think I'm going to take this once, go to 15.
And I'm going to play a land, because if I get... I can, do some... Take the goose during the upkeep or something, I don't know.
It's an interesting draw. I'll play a goose, get a food.
Honk. Okay.
And then play another Midnight Reaper.
Okay.
And I'll attack for 3.
I'm at 19.
You can go.
All right, upkeep, trigger on the stack. Let's see if I remember how to do this. So it's going to be you lose a life and scry 1, where X is equal to zombies. So yeah, I'll take the goose.
Gets you a food.
Okay, and whatever. Yeah, out of the sleeve, it's a 4/4. So I'll scry 1. I don't want that. And you lose 1, go to 14.
Yep.
Draw a card. That's interesting. I'll attack for 5.
Okay, now I will block with Midnight Reaper. And sacrifice the... Yeah, I do think I need to protect my life total a bit.
Yep.
So just a question of putting more creatures in the graveyard for the Scarab God.
Mm-hmm.
Not really sure how I'm winning this game.
Yeah, the Scarab God is just a hole in that deck's removal. I mean,
Yeah.
it makes sense because I bet there was probably 5 in the entire tournament or whatever, but yeah, that just seems like a very, very strong card here.
Yeah. Block and sack. So I'm
you
going
take
to...
2.
It's going to put me up to 3 food. I'm going to take 2, yeah. I'm going to go to 12 and draw 2 cards.
Yep. Then what do I want to do? A lot of options here with sacking Mindstone, playing the card in my hand. I think I should just do nothing, so I'll pass to you.
That is the card I needed to draw.
Uh-oh. Something like that.
All thoughts easy just to make sure it happens.
Well, I'm going to respond. I'm going to Fatal Push the Goose.
I will sack a food for a white, pay 1 for trail.
Okay. So trail first.
Yep. I will... I'm drawing a bunch of cards anyway. I think it's probably more important for me to keep hitting land drops. I'm going to take the Blood Crypt over another trail.
Okay, now you lose 1, draw a card.
Yep. And then I'm going to...
So you go to 9, right?
Yeah, I'm going to end at 9.
9 to 20 or 19. Okay.
Then I will push the Eternalized Goose that's on your side.
Your goose? How dare you? Okay.
Then I will play another Oven.
Okay. We got a Cauldron.
Yep.
All
Got a
right.
Kitty Cat. You go to 18. I go to 10.
Yep.
I will attack you for 3. You go to 15. And now I'm just going to play the tapped land this turn.
Okay.
Also going to sack the Fabled Passage now before any shenanigans happen.
Shenanigans.
Yes, shenanigans.
Okay. So now I have a decision if I want to sack Mindstone or I could just sack this food. The thing is, there are 2 creatures, so if I can scry and hit a land, I can just bring your 2 creatures back, make 2 4/4s. That's pretty strong. But yeah, my Scarab God can't really attack anymore with Cauldron Familiar. So I think I'm just going to gain 3 life. I'm going to go to 18.
Yep.
Upkeep. I'm going to take your Gilded Goose. Trigger on the stack. Scry 1, you lose 1, so you go to 9.
Yep.
Interesting. I guess I want that. Yeah, here you go.
So, end step, sack Cauldron Familiar to Oven.
Mm-hmm.
I draw a card, go to 8, get a 3rd food.
Yep.
That's very good. Then I will sack a food to return Cauldron Familiar,
Yep.
trigger trail, pay for trail.
9 to 17.
3, 6, 7. I'll take a Core Hold.
Scary.
Then this comes in. You go to 17. I go to 9.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will sack it to Oven.
You go to 8.
Draw a card.
Yep.
Then I will sack it. Yeah, I still have an extra food.
Yep.
Sack a food to bring it back. Pay for trail.
Okay.
Choose an Oven.
Okay.
And then this triggers. So you go to 16 and I go back up to 9.
Yep.
So 16 to 9. I've drawn 4 cards.
You can draw so many more.
Go to my turn.
Yep. Here's the part where sacrifice gets terrifying.
Yeah, I've got a pretty good turn lined up here.
I'm scared.
Yeah, that was actually really good. Take 2 for the Blood Crypt, go to 7.
Okay.
Very happy that I took that Blood Crypt over another trail. Play another Oven,
Okay.
because I screwed up by not getting more red mana.
Okay.
So maybe I don't want to shock this, actually. Okay, how much damage is this Mayhem Devil dealing?
Oh, God. Oh, God.
That's 16. This is 3/6.
Yeah, that's troublesome.
Yeah, I'm not going to shock with this Blood Crypt.
Okay.
I think I'm going to
Stay at 9.
check my life total. Yeah, stay at 9. Play Mayhem Devil.
Guess I'll respond by taking your Midnight Reaper.
Yep. And now I am just inclined to deal with the Gilded Goose first, rather than the Scarab God, I think. Again, to protect my life total.
Okay.
Because I don't think I can kill you.
I don't think so either, but yeah, I'm in a lot of trouble.
I guess let's pretend I haven't played a land yet, since there's no reason for me to have done that. I mean,
Okay.
if I find another Mayhem Devil, then I might kill you.
Okay.
So, sack here for a food to deal 1 to Goose.
Mm-hmm.
Draw a card. I go to 8.
8, yep.
Oh, that's a Mayhem Devil.
Yeah, I'm dead. We'll just save us all the time of looking at these triggers and just call this game because yeah, that's too much to come from. Yeah, it was the Cauldron Familiar. I just could not beat that. Otherwise, I was looking pretty good.
Yeah,
But,
you know, just got the engine entirely up and running, and
Yeah,
it just
Midnight
does.
Reaper super fuels it, and yeah, just too much to deal with there. All right, well, that was the first game here. Scarabian Genius almost took it down, but not quite.
It was
so
definitely scary.
Yeah.
I felt really far ahead, and then the Scarab God started making me feel like I was going to lose. But
Yeah.
you know, eventually, you just didn't really interact with me, and I'm able to set up everything. And
Yeah.
when the Sacrifice deck has everything, like
You're
there's
dead.
nothing your opponent can do.
Exactly. So we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to be right back with sideboarding here from Dimir Control against Jund Sacrifice. Don't go anywhere. All right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding between Dimir Control and Jund Sacrifice. From my end, I'm bringing in the Aether Gust. Hits a lot of your stuff. Doesn't really hit Midnight Reaper or Cauldron Familiar or Witch's Oven, so it's not perfect. But other than that, it deals with a lot of
Getting
things.
Trail, you know, having some way to interact with an enchantment out of your Dimir deck seems really nice.
Yeah,
So,
agreed. Can also do some nice stuff to Chandra, hits Corvold, really good stuff there. And then 2 just very good Wrath effects for Cauldron Familiar and just your other creatures. Actually taking out Languish because I think Shadow's Verdict is a little better. Actually, it's just almost for sure better except for the mana cost. Taking out 1 Cling, even though it can get a Cauldron Familiar sometimes, but not often. Taking out Eliminate because it's just a little expensive. And then 2 of our hard counters because I want to just be destroying your stuff instead of holding up counter magic.
on my side, this is all about getting the fatal pushes out of the deck
Yeah.
because they are quite bad. Midnight Reaper and extra Trail of Crumbs, these are great. Ember Shield Breakers, not so great, but Corey does have Mind Stones and Torrential Gear Hulks, so it can be a nice 2-for-1 there. I'm going to try him out.
Just a lot better than Fatal Push. Story of the game there.
I know we're going to get the question, Ross, but why no Scavenging Ooze?
I think Shieldbreaker seemed better. I went through the rest of the deck. There was no other card I really wanted.
Yeah.
Scavenging Ooze is not great in the matchup. Like, Corey's got easy removal for it.
Yeah.
You know, it's never really gonna stop a Torrential Gear Hulk trigger.
Would have stopped my stealing of your goose last game, but
Sure.
yeah. But I do have so many Fatal Pushes and stuff. So
The idea that it's actually going to do that is kind of more wishful thinking than reality.
Yeah, agreed. That is definitely results-oriented thinking of how that last game worked out. But we only have 1 Scarab God, too, so nothing crazy. All right, Rob, let's take one question for you while we get into this next game.
All right. Ant R wants to know, which SAG variant do you think is more resilient in a meta where people are playing Cage in their main deck?
Which,
Between like Ragdos or John.
The version that plays Trail of Crumbs and has, there's still the the cat part of this deck that gets shut down by Cage, but that's I think the only thing that gets shut down. So you've got a lot of ways to gain card advantage outside of that. Whereas the Rakdos lists, I think, are really dependent on their graveyard, right?
Not really. No, the Rakdos decks are just more beatdown. Like just a bunch of Scroungers, which it shuts that down, but it's not the biggest of deals. I think it's just really close because they don't really play Cat Oven. God, I'm trying to remember. The Rakdos Sacrifice decks did not have a good showing, so they were not really shown too much on broadcast. But yeah, I would be inclined to probably agree with you there.
I don't think Cage is a huge deal for this deck.
And Cage really isn't that big of a deal for the Rakdos either, to be honest. Like they've all built in such a way because Cage is so common that they are just doing their respective other things quite well.
They used to be like Bolas the Citadel collected company decks.
Exactly.
Cage shut that down.
Exactly. Like now the green ones have collected companies still, or at least some of them. Like this is the food version that like Yvonne Flock and his testing team decided to play, but there were still for the most part a lot of collected companies. So I would actually say that one gets hit a little bit more, but this specific food version is probably the best against Cage out of all three of them.
Yeah. And it still retains some more power, whereas the Rakdos deck, in moving away from being super hated on by Cage, turned into more of that beatdown deck, and that makes it just a less powerful deck overall.
Agreed. Like Scrounger is not a good card.
Yeah.
But people are playing it because you kind of have to in that deck.
Might be one of the most like overrated cards in the history of Magic because it had that one Pro Tour where it was in every deck.
Yeah.
And it was just such an easy card to slot into every single deck in a standard environment where people wanted to be playing 2-mana creatures. But like in a general context, Scrap Heap Scrounger is not the end all be all.
Yeah, when Magic was all about just 1-for-1 removal and stuff, that card really shined. But now that Historic especially is all about just way over the top stuff, that ability is just not that powerful anymore. I agree. All right, so I will be going first, and wow, that's a hand. That's not very good. We're going to ship that one.
Impressive that you managed to have more lands in your hand than I did.
Yeah. Got a nice 5-lander?
Yep. I'm going to keep my 5-lander.
Hey, 5-land Goose Trail. I'd keep that. So.
It's not that. I would have snap kept that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have said anything about that hand
That's fair.
This is my idea of a Corey Keep, but I'm guessing that actual Corey Keeps are worse than this.
Pretty off par.
Yeah. Oh,
doesn't matter. Corey's going to 3.
Wow, no, this sounds definitely unkeepable.
Three.
I wish I would have kept my 6-lander with fetid pools now. In hindsight,
can we get some 3 chants in the chat?
Wah, wah, wah. All right, not my day for Historic against Ross Merriam, huh? All right, I still have faith. These 5
to be
cards
fair,
are
he told you not to play this deck.
All right, we got a sneeper here. Now, what do we want to...
You didn't
hold your hand lower so people can see it.
Oh, sorry.
Chat, you didn't chant hard enough.
They didn't, no.
What are you doing to me over
somebody
here?
chanted for 8, so they had no idea what was going on.
I like that person. Give them VIP status in here, okay? I guess we're going to put these 2 to the bottom, even though this card is kind of the way for me to get back into it. But, yeah, all right. Your go.
Yorvo. That's not what I have. I just have an Overgrown 2.
Okay, I would hope so, because I've been cheating.
Not if I had a Black Lotus.
Castle, pass to you.
Do you not understand that Black Lotus Yorvo is the new hotness?
I have not seen that. Not up to date, I guess.
I will play a Witch's Oven.
Okay.
I will play a tapped Blood Crypt.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
What about Black Lotus Yargle?
I have a exciting Watery Grave, and I'll pass to you. I'm doing a lot of stuff.
Bro, did you say Black Lotus Yargle?
Yeah.
You need more than the Lotus, though, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I just like that combo.
It's a nice combo.
That's basically Splitter Twin, right?
Okay. Crackground Pathway, Midnight Reaper.
Okay, sure.
Pass the turn.
Why not? I'm just going to draw here. Okay, we like that. I'll play a land and pass to you. I'm doing a lot.
I will play a Timber Crown Pathway.
Okay.
Play a Mayhem Devil.
Mayhem Devil. All right, that resolves.
truth is, Ross, I just couldn't think of another card that began with the letter Y.
Attack for 3,
I'll take it. 17.
and play another Witch's Oven.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Bang. Draw 2 cards.
Good for you.
Untap, a draw. Okay. We're doing things. I'm going to cast a Mind Stone. And pass to you.
Okay, I will attack you for 6.
I am going to sack a Mind Stone to draw a card.
You take 1.
I'll go to 16. And I got a Fatal Push. Now I'm just debating which creature I would rather kill here. And I think... yeah, good call. I actually don't know. Damage-wise, I probably, would want to get Mayhem Devil off the battlefield, but Midnight Reaper is also just a very scary card. I'm going to hit Mayhem Devil.
Okay, I will sack it, bring you to 15 with the Mayhem Devil trigger. I'll go to 19 and draw a card with the Reaper.
Okay.
I get a food.
And then I'll take 3 down to 12.
Yep, so 12 to 19. I'm going to go to 17 for a Shockland and Overgrown Tomb.
Okay.
And play a Korvold.
Great.
I will sacrifice the food to the Korvold and draw a card.
Can't wait.
And pass the turn.
All right.
My 5-lander was Midnight Reaper Korvold.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty bad. Okay.
It's doing pretty well, though.
I'll pass to you. Things are fine.
Everything's okay. Okay, I will play a Mayhem Devil.
Okay.
I will play a Fabled Passage, sacrifice it, deal you 1 and draw a card.
11, yep.
Let's get the first basic I find from my deck. Oh, it happens to be a mountain.
Okay.
So
Things are going fine.
You're at 11.
Easy game so far.
I will play a Witch's Oven.
Okay.
I will attack you for 9.
Okay. I got to trigger Korvold.
Yep. So this time I will sacrifice the Timber Crown Pathway.
Okay.
Deal you 1.
Down to 10. I will play Torrential Gear Hulk. And I will target Hydroglyphic Illumination to draw 2 magical cards.
Sure.
Okay. Then I will block Midnight Reaper.
I will sacrifice the Reaper to an oven, draw 2 cards and lose a life. 1 from Korvold, 1 from the Reaper, and deal you 1.
I just died to the Korvold.
9. Oh, but I had drawn Ember of Shieldbreaker and Cauldron Familiar.
Yeah, I think
ready
that'll
to blow
do
up
it.
your thing. And
With your 3 ovens, you think that's gonna get it done for you? Yeah, just a beating. I mean, Mold of 5, nothing great I can really say, but I had double Gear Hulk, so we were gonna fight back, but could not beat a Korvold. Right when you played Korvold, I drew this, and I'm like, oh, nice. That would have been the turn before, maybe, but
yeah, language wouldn't have been any better though. So.
No. Nothing really kills Korvold there. Maybe from this whole deck, like
you had Vraska's Contempt in game 1.
Yeah, and there's one of them.
Okay. Well, we got time for a pity game.
We need a pity game because that was not cool. We didn't really do our thing, but I could see that this
yourself. I did my thing.
That's true.
I did it twice.
We, speaking as in me. I didn't get to do my cool things.
We referring to me. That's an interesting turn of phrase, Corey.
We referring to the good guys here. That's the side Twitch chat is on. I'm just assuming. Yeah, probably not. Twitch chat loves the villain here.
They do love Torrential Gear Hulk, though.
Yeah, that's true. And everyone hates Cauldron Familiar, so I gotta be the hero in this scenario.
Yeah,
Let's find out. Do we got a
Well,
question from chat?
nobody's playing Uro, so you're both the hero.
That's true. That's true. We're saving that for next round.
Uro is public enemy number 1.
Oh, yeah. Everyone hates that. All right. I have faith. I'm winning this pity game. Yeah, you already win the marbles. This is not cool. Not cool.
I mean, you shouldn't have talked. You ran your mouth after one game.
Yeah, I did.
The versus gods
And then lost all of them.
have punished your hubris.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm going
Now
to
you're
continue
gonna-
to run my mouth, though, because other than that, what do I got, you know?
Now you're going to spend the next 10 years wandering the ocean, dealing with sea witches and giant whirlpools and sea monsters before you get home to your wife.
Okay, sure.
There's going to be
I'll take
a
it.
bunch of dudes trying to get with your wife while you're gone. It's going to be really weird.
Wow, Winter. Where did Pool go?
I actually am thinking about this hand. It's not very good.
Okay.
See, this one only has one land, and then it's a swamp, so it's going to be hard to cast my spells.
Ooh, okay, all right.
I'm going to send this one back.
3. Let's get those 8s in chat. Oh, too good. All right, Rob, do you got one question for us?
I don't at the moment.
Everyone's just stunned. Speechless at how this Dimir control deck.
And they
Did not
knew
know.
how this day was going to go, so
Yeah.
it's just textbook. I'm winning a lot, and
Yeah.
Corey's complaining a lot. This is just normal versus.
Yeah, that's it. That's our normal dynamic.
Yeah, this is how versus always goes. It's been this way for like 3 years straight.
Years, yeah. Yeah, I've been here for 3 years, so
Yeah.
you're right.
Feels like it.
I love you too. Been a year, feels like 4. Thanks, buddy.
I love you too. Out of every 5 days.
I'm honored. All right, mulligan that one again.
This one is better, though it needs some help.
Okay.
I will get rid of this poop stain of a card
Okay.
and draw, and that is what I needed. I'm going to go to
Lucky.
18 and play Goose, get
Honk.
food.
Honk, 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 honk. I'm
The
gonna
goose
kick
honks
that
for
goose.
the-
I'm gonna kick that goose right into a hole.
But it's flying. It's in the air.
Too
You
bad.
can't kick that high.
It's called a jump kick.
You're gonna
You
have to
idiot.
jump
All right,
really
pass
high.
to you.
So I guess if the goose is made of gold, it probably can't fly
Yeah,
so well.
probably not. Have you seen Metal Mario in Super Smash Bros? Like that, Mario can normally jump pretty high, but not Metal Mario.
I mean, to be fair, it's gilded, right? So it's not actually made entirely of gold, right?
Still, like, yeah. I think the line between being able to fly and not being able to fly is pretty thin. So even just a plating of gold is enough extra weight. Right? Like, there are some birds that can't fly.
True.
Do I want this to be red land or a green land or a red land? I do have the one Chandra, so the second red is valuable in that case. Otherwise, a green is probably better, but I don't have a lot of that like need for a ton of green mana,
Not really.
especially because I'm playing my one green card this turn. Let's make it red.
Crummy time.
Play my trail.
All right.
You're up.
All right, we finally get our first good play of the whole round is just a Narset here. Not that the static is that good against you, but just playing it and knowing it's going to live is pretty strong. Let's see, what do we want here?
Static is good against Midnight Reaper.
Yeah, that's true. I think I want to just pick a Fatal Push.
Okay. I will hope you don't have a way to turn on Revolt, because I'm going to go to 16 and play Mayhem Devil.
Alrighty.
You're up.
16. Alright. I will activate, see what we got. I will pick this magic card.
Hieroglyphic Illumination.
You know it. You know it. And oh yeah, this is gonna be kind of cool. I will play a Narset.
That is kind of messed up.
I will go like this. I will take Aether Gust, and then I will Fatal Push your Mayhem Devil. And then I'll pass to you. Cards.
Is that the one that actually punishes me?
I got cards.
That's gross. And now I know you have a gust, so I can't really go for this one. So I guess, well, I want to make land drops. So maybe this is a turn where I just pop a food.
Pop a food.
Yeah, I actually like that. I'm going to pop a
It is
food
around the lunch hour. You better eat a little bit.
trail.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to 19.
Okay.
I did not find a land, but I did find an oven, which isn't bad.
Okay.
I'll pass the turn.
All right. We like that. All right. We'll activate. This game's going great. Yeah, let's get a sensor. Now let's play a pathway and pass to you.
I will Thoughtseize you.
But I have a lot of good cards. Yeah, sure. Take a peek.
I will select your Vraska's Contempt.
Question mark. I really just want to Gear Hulk back my Sublime Epiphany. That's my whole goal of this game, and then I can die happy.
Maybe I'm supposed to take the Epiphany, actually. The Epiphany is pretty scary.
Yeah, do that because it sets up my Gear Hulk when I draw it next turn a little bit better.
It's definitely one of those two cards. Can't really take a gust. The sensor is not very good. The illumination isn't bad. I could sort of see taking that, but you're just going to probably cycle the sensor after this turn to try to hit land 6. Actually, the more I look at it, the more I kind of like the illumination.
I think that's reasonable. Defensible, yeah. I think your only choices are these 3. I think these are for sure. Just give them to me.
Yeah.
Would make sense.
Yeah, I will take the illumination.
Okay.
So I'm going to go to 17.
I think that's the one I didn't want you to take the most.
Then I will play Witch's Oven.
Okay.
And then I will play a Cauldron Familiar.
Cauldron Familiar. In response, I will cycle.
Yep.
And I will gust your trail.
I will... Do I put this on top?
That is the question.
Don't think so.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so when you need land. All right, I'll untap. I will play this, and I'll pass to you.
Do not want to loop Cauldron Familiar on the end step because of the Contempt, but I do want to have it in place so I can attack down the Narset.
Makes sense.
So I will attack Narset.
Goodbye, Narset.
I will take 2, go to 15.
Okay.
And play Midnight Reaper.
Midnight Reaper with 1 mana, huh? Yeah, all Sublime Epiphany will counter, bounce, and draw a card. Super Cryptic Command.
Yep. Pass turn.
Owned it. A draw. Land. Mindstone. And pass to you.
Now, on the end step, I am going to sack Cauldron Familiar, get a food.
Okay.
Will not be bringing it back.
Okie dokie.
I
Which is Oven so annoying.
will play a Temple of Malice.
Okay.
Scry, leave that on top.
Sure.
Play Mayhem Devil.
Mayhem Devil. Yeah, I think that's okay.
Pass the turn.
End step. I am going to eliminate that problem.
I will respond by sacking food to return Cauldron Familiar.
Okay. So I'll take one.
Yeah, and then 2.
19,
Really.
18 to 16.
Yeah, 18 to 16, and then I'll sack Cauldron Familiar to Oven.
17.
And then this dies. So you're at 17. I'm at 16.
And then also
food.
at end step, I'm going to go to 14 and draw a card off castle.
Yep. 14 to 16.
Untap. A draw. I think I can do this first. I'm gonna Illumination. I'm gonna play a Pathway and pass to you.
I will play Corvold.
I will Aether Gust that. Gust.
Leave it on top.
Okay.
You can go.
Untap. A draw. I'm going to play Narset.
Yep.
Activate. I would like to pick Scarab God, but instead I'll pick a Censor since it's a legal play. And I'll pass to you.
On your end step, sack food to return Cauldron Familiar.
Okay.
You go to 13, I go to 17.
Yep.
Go to my turn.
Yep.
Send Cauldron Familiar at Narset.
Yep. Down to 2.
Play Trail of Crumbs.
I will. You just have one card?
Yep.
I will Gust that.
Put it on top.
Okay.
Pass.
End step, I'll commit the Oven. Dun, dun, dun.
Sack Cauldron Familiar, get a food.
Okay.
So this goes how many from the top?
Second. So right under Trail there. I'll untap. A draw. Six. All right, I will Memory. All right. Shuffle.
That's pretty good.
Not bad, huh? Not too bad. Okay, I draw 7 cards, you draw 1. Pretty fair stuff.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. I'm finally doing my thing. Hooray!
This is okay.
Oh, yeah. All right, land per turn.
Guess I should have returned the cat with the food.
Probably should have, yeah.
It turned like the food might be more valuable later. I don't know.
Yeah. And
Probably
then,
not.
So you get 1 card. It better be good.
It's not.
I'll play a Mind Stone and I'll pass to you.
Witch's Oven.
That resolves.
Blooming Marsh.
Okay.
You're up.
I will untap, a draw, a land, and you know what? Well, now we'll activate this. Don't really need our Narset. Take a Contempt, and I'll pass to you.
Narset has done its job.
Yeah, you did good, Narset. You did good. Oh, yeah.
Timbercraft pathway.
I like it.
Hey, you're up.
I like it. I still can't do anything here. Okay, I guess I can sack a Mind Stone.
At this point, I would just play Gearhulk without any value.
Sack a Mind Stone? Well, then you've clearly never cast Gearhulk, because I think that's a mortal sin. I will play this. I will play a Mind Stone, and I'll pass to you.
Pass.
I will sack Mind Stone. I could take a niner here.
Yeah, you really need to find some gas.
Cycle Sensor. No, I refuse.
Just refuse to play 5/6.
Oh yeah, I absolutely refuse. Okay, I'll go to end step. I'll go to discard. I gotta discard so many cards. All right, fine. I'll cast a 5/6, and I'm not happy about it, and then I'll still discard.
Pass turn.
Okay, I'll untap. Attack.
12.
Okay. I will cast Narset,
Yep.
your favorite planeswalker, and activate.
Why do you even need to activate? You're going to have to discard now.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay. All right. I'll move to discard.
Sure.
Your go.
Thoughtseize you.
That resolves. Wow, rude. Salty runbacks here, huh? You're dead.
Seems like you mixed up your hand in graveyard.
Yeah.
I don't think we can repair the game. Must be a
Makes
draw.
sense. Yeah, don't even give me the pity game where I don't multi 5, huh?
Oh,
All
I'm
right.
very, very dead.
I suppose these Gearhulks were going to get it done. I just wanted to use little commit to memory Narset shenanigans, because that's really all this Dimir deck really has going for it. But that aspect is pretty cool.
Yeah, that is really nice. Also, cleanly deals with the graveyard.
Yeah.
You set it up with all the stuff that puts it on top of my library and just all in one fell swoop.
The game ends. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's gone.
But I mean, the thing is, this deck may not look as powerful as like Sultai or whatever, but the thing is, it preyed on Sultai. Like that was the whole thing. Is it's very good against mid range, just Narset in general. So Aurus. Okay, so that's gonna do it for this round. Ross already got the marbles this time, but that doesn't mean I don't want to get swept. That's the main thing. Getting swept on versus feels real bad.
So yeah, the third match has a lot of the line because it's either for the marbles or the broom.
Exactly, and yeah, that's very intimidating. That's for sure. So the last round, probably the most played deck, the best deck. I'll be playing 4-color mid range from Cedric. Manguchi and Brad Nelson all tested together, and they're listed pretty good. Put 2 into the top 8, and you will be playing a little Azorius Auras.
Yeah, a deck that we saw do pretty well in the last Kaldheim Championship qualifier for SCG. Make an undefeated run through the Swiss, losing in the top 4, I believe.
I believe you're right.
Did not do particularly well last weekend, but a very powerful deck. I think it's pretty clear that it's the best Auras deck. There is an Orzhov list like you see in Pioneer as well, but the Azorius one is a little bit better. I think it's a little has better interaction when it needs to do some interacting.
Yeah.
Because the decks in this format certainly are good at interacting with it. Things like Extinction Event, even just Fatal Pushes on your SRAMs and Core Spirit Dancers, which are key cards in the deck. But
the one thing I do love about this list, this was Austin Burcevich's list, and he just plays 4 SRAMs. Like, a lot of people went like 2 SRAMs, 4 Core Spirit Dancer, and I always thought that was just so stupid. It's like, this is the whole reason people kept saying these Auras decks get supercharged because you get another card, and then they're like, but I only want 2 of them. It's like, put 4 in the deck. What are you doing, you silly gooses?
I am. I have been wondering that myself, to be honest.
Yeah.
So glad to see somebody picked up on it and just went the full 8.
Exactly. Austin, said, okay, well, if this seems like it doesn't make sense, maybe it just doesn't make sense, and I'll play 8 of it. So that's going to be our next round. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a 5-minute break. See you soon.